you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Good evening, America. This is Open Mic America, coming to you from all over the country, singer-songwriters ready to do their thing for you. Our shows are first, second, and third Sundays of every month. I'm Capo Dave, and I'm sharing the hosting with Laura Bertowitz, and she's going to take the show over right now. Thanks, Laura. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Dave. Welcome, everyone, to Open Mic America. That was not only our interviewer for tonight, but our founder, Capo Dave Williams. We're very excited to have him join us for tonight. And as he said, he and I will be sharing the hosting duty tonight. But in case you're not familiar with Open Mic America and you just tuned in, thank you for tuning in on our YouTube live stream. We are Open Mic America. It's our mission to support your local open mics. And it is our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events with no gimmicks or frills. This right here is the beating heart of American music, the tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. And I'm so excited to introduce all of our wonderful performers tonight. I will invite them to wave when I say their name. We're going to have Steve Johnson from Oak Grove, Oregon, Pammy Martin from Forest City, North Carolina, Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts, Lydia Dudley from Youngsville, North Carolina, Jan Luby from Pasco, Rhode Island, Ric Page from Haverhill, Massachusetts, Alexa Wiley from Portland, Oregon, Jill Einschneider from Burnsville, North Carolina, Patrice Webb from Sandpoint, Idaho, and Michael Arthur from York, Pennsylvania. We are represented all over the country tonight, and I think without further ado, it is time to get started. So we have our first performer up on the mic for you tonight is Steven. Welcome to the mic. Take it away.
Unmute, Stephen. There you go.
There we go. All right. Thank you very much. Here we go. Jimmy. This is for TJ. Jimmy and baby were talking through the night. Couldn't get it straight, couldn't get it right. Baby said Jimmy's habits are driving her away. He couldn't let him down, couldn't let him lay. They tried to work it out in the hot clutch of love. It wasn't in the stars, there's no power from above. Jimmy had to sort it out. He went to hit the road, left baby in the shower, crying all alone. Jumped in his truck, did 400 miles that day. Baby buzzing in his pocket every hour along the way. He was fumbling with something, one hand on the wheel, and didn't see the truck stall loaded down with steel. Jimmy woke up, he was hanging upside down. Didn't make the sky, couldn't see the ground. Thought he heard a little voice calling out his name. He couldn't make it out, all that ringing in his brain. He went for his phone, it was smashed to smithereens. Luckily for Jimmy, baby's right there on the scene. 'Cause that's the power of love. Yes, the power of love. Springs from down below and rains from up above. Never get away from the power of love. Baby tailed Jimmy all through the day. Did a good job staying out of his way. Couldn't let Jimmy go, no matter of his habits. She had a few too, she couldn't deny it. She was standing there grinning, by the big machine when they pulled Jimmy out of that steep ravine. 'Cause that's the power of love. Yes, the power of love. Springs from down below and rains from up above. Never get away from the power of love. Yes, the power of love. Yes, the power of love.
Oh, very cool, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. Love it.
Woo.
Now let's see. I always never prepare for the second song. So let's this one's called The Man in 3A. This started out actually as a screenplay I wanted to write, but I'm not a screenplay writer. I just like movies. The Man in 3A. City. She got a job for 6 weeks and a day. She said, water the plants, feed the kitties, look out for that little old man in 3A. And I waved bye-bye and a taxi took my baby away. It was just a few nights later. I'm on the roof checking out the sky. I had a bottle of wine, thinking about my baby in New York City, so far away. And I heard a little voice in the darkness, this is what it said. I remember every taste of your lipstick, I recall every sip of the wine. You know we lived on the ledge and danced on the edge, and honey, you sure were fine. On the corner of the ledge sat a little old fella. He had a photo and an empty glass. I said, hey there, buddy, would you like a refill? He turned and said, why, yes. And I remember what baby said about that little old man in 3A. I said, hey buddy, let's take it inside. We can get another bottle of wine. Well, we went to his pad, listened to music, oh, Miles and Ella, and really lost time. The next thing I knew, it was morning. That little fella's sleeping in his chair. I sneaked upstairs to shout out to baby, to tell her everything was okay. I watered the plants, fed the kitties, looked in on the little old man in 3A. Looked in on the little old man in 3A. Got drunk with the little old man, the man in 3A.
Yes.
Right.
I love your
Thank
voice.
you very much.
Oh,
That's
Stephen,
very
those were
fun.
so fun. I wanted to make sure we shouted out your open mic that you gave to us, Willamette Ale and Cider House in West Lynn, Oregon. That's on
Willamette.
Thursdays.
Willamette.
Willamette. Ah, do you play there often?
Well, I try to get there, at least a couple of Thursdays a month. Now that things are opening up for open mics after the lockdown, I've been getting to more, but that one was the first one to that I went to afterward. A real friendly crew, and it's a nice setting, and it's fun.
Well, that's wonderful. We're so glad that you're joining us tonight. And I'm going to pass you over to Dave, and he's going to do a little interview now.
Okie dokie.
Steve Areno, you always bring it, buddy. You always do. I love your stuff.
I love it.
Now, that first song was someone actually hanging upside down? Did I get that right in the song?
Well, the guy in the story, as it goes, the guy drove his vehicle, his truck, off a cliff into a ravine, but he got hung up upside down.
Okay.
As the story
Okay.
goes, I love to write stories in my head as I'm, you know.
Wonderful. I love that. I love that. So what's up with you as far as your writing? Did you get any new stuff put away during the COVID?
You know, it's a really funny thing. I haven't, and now that I'm playing open mics again, they're starting to come out. So I've got a couple of scenarios in my head, a couple of screenplays, and I'm working with them in different styles. But the tough thing is sitting down and getting the lyric. I have a lot of snippets of songs that I just have to sit down and sing them. And it's the same old thing a lot of players get through history, I'm sure. They wake up in the morning and they hear something, and it's like the muse talking to them in the middle of the night. And you just go, whoa. You got to write it down or put it on a recording somewhere. The phone is real handy. The little message I can leave for myself. So.
Yeah. So you found that when you went out again, that got the juice flowing to write.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I've got to dig about 3 or 4 of these scenarios up and really knuckle down, you know, and put them together.
Well, look forward to seeing you live sometime. I haven't seen you live for, it must be 2 years now since I've seen you at Artichoke.
Oh yeah, that's
be.
that 2 years is almost like a sabbatical, you know, because I had done
That's
a
one
long
way to
run
look at
before
it.
that, and it was great to have the time off.
All right, Steve, love your stuff. See you next time. Thanks
All right,
for
Dave,
coming.
thanks very much.
Bye.
All right. I think that was a pretty good way to kick off the show. Is everybody pumped and ready for our next performer? Because I know that she's already ready. Let's hear it for Pammy, who would like to shout out the open mic on Market on Main in Rufferton on Mondays. That's in person. Or she has a regular Zoom song share with her songwriting group on Mondays. That's the Southern Songwriters Association out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. But Pammy, go ahead and take it away.
It's good to be here and to see everybody. I always look forward to hearing everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. This first song that I'm going to do it's called Entertain the Rain. Under my umbrella, I'm waiting for the bus. Raindrops fell upon the gray cement. Amid the dreary landscape were eyes that I could trust. My grandpa looking so content. After hugs, we changed our plans and walked along the road. I heard the sound of laughter to my right. 2 little girls in swimsuits sat in puddles, sailing boats. The race was close, the blue boat won to both of their delights. Just because plans got washed away, just because the storm changes how you play. When the rain falls to the ground, look for beauty all around. entertain the rain, smiling, lift my face up to the sky. Raindrops, it wasn't tears, I didn't cry. Probably just sadness being rinsed into the street. Yeah, probably just sadness being rinsed into the street. When a rainy day approaches, it has no power over me. I dance and feel the water on my skin. I know God quenches dryness in and around me. Seeds will sprout, new growth will begin. Just because plans got washed away, just because the storm changes how you play. When the rain falls to the ground, look for beauty all around. Temporary diamonds resting on the window pane. I find that I am rich when I entertain the rain. When I entertain the rain. When I entertain the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
The next one that I'm going to sing is called This Too Shall Pass. And this was written during COVID 2020. And this was something my mom always told me. This too shall pass whenever there's hard things you go through. So let me get my other capo. Hold on just a second. You have certain things that your parents tell you that stay with you forever. And that's the thing that my mom's always told me. Okay, it's called This Too Shall Pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. What's rising up inside of my heart? Well, I feel torn apart. Well, I'm walking blind, deep valleys within my mind. Jesus is moving mountains inside of me. He's moving mountains only He and I can see. What God touches trembles. He's touching me. This is movement I seek. When the mist is covering the mountains, hiding all that is ahead, and I can only see one step and then another. Oh, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I will keep singing as rocks tumble down. Well, I will keep singing on this unstable ground. Jesus is moving mountains inside of me. He's moving mountains only he and I can see. And the ground is shaking, nothing looks the same. But God hasn't left me, his love remains. And I will let my heart soar and keep my feet on the ground while I'm watching the rocks come tumbling down, singing as rocks come tumbling down. And Jesus is moving mountains inside of me. Well, he's moving mountains only he and I can see. What God touches trembles. He's touching me. What God touches trembles. This too shall pass. This too shall pass.
Woo! Beautiful, beautiful.
Wonderful songs, Pammy. Sweet and inspirational. What's the first one? Entertain the Rain? Was that the...
Yes, entertain the
Wonderful.
rain.
Beautiful, beautiful image there. I think that, well, are we talking about when things get bad? Well, you just have to have a new way of doing things when things
yeah.
are bad. Yeah.
A new way of seeing it, and just look at things a little differently and look for the good in things.
Wonderful. Where would you say your inspiration comes from? If you go back and you have to talk about some of the people that have inspired you.
Musically, I've been inspired by Stephen Curtis Chapman's music. Also Mary Chapin Carpenter, I love her music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Carrie Newcomer, I really like the way that she writes her songs too. Bob Dylan, I like the way he writes songs
Okay.
too. So
I've heard of him.
yeah, I think most people
Wonderful.
might have, but I don't claim to be anywhere near the level as what those people are. But I love listening to their music and just learning from it.
Well, I think you've got some terrific songs. Both those songs sound like something that ought to already be on an album someplace, cut and making money. They have that sound to them, so
Well, thank
maybe
you.
that'll happen too. But we really have enjoyed having you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. Next, Laura.
Yes, thank you so much, Pammy. Now we're going to move on to our next performer. It's going to be the one and only Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts, who wants to shout out the One Broadway open mic in Lawrence, Massachusetts that happens on Sunday afternoons. So Neil, if you're ready, take it away.
Hi there. Yeah, this first song is about moments in my life when I went all in. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to explain the first one just so you kind of get what I'm talking about. It's I worked for the Geological Survey one summer during college, and my boss we went out on horse camp, we had about 15 horses and mules, and we were in this this narrow valley, and we just let the horses go at night because they couldn't go anywhere. So in the morning, the hostler, it was just three of us, him and me and the hostler, he'd go out and find them in the dark and bring them back. But one day they said, "Hey, you can do this." So they gave me a rope halter in the darkness and said, "You just find the lead mare and put a halter on her and ride back, and everyone will follow her." So I got out there and I heard some horses, but they were way down the valley, about a mile. And I finally found the lead mare, and I put the halter on her, and I got on the horse, and we just walked down. Everything was just fine. And then my boss had a sourdough starter, and every day he made either sourdough biscuits or sourdough pancakes. And this day, in the rising light, the smell of sourdough pancakes suddenly came to the mare and me at the same time, and the mare just took off. And I'm on bareback in the semi-darkness with a whole rope in my hand, and came that moment when I just said, "Hallelujah! I can't do anything here. I'm just going to go for it." And it was just an amazing moment. It lasted about 3 seconds, and then I got thrown off. But I still remember it. The horse immediately stopped, and she looked down at me and said, kind of, "You okay?" And I dusted myself off, got back on, and we walked back to camp. So everything was fine. But anyway, that's the kind of song, the moment this song is about. So it's called "Off the Edge." Hoofbeats sound through an open door in the muffled dark of the valley floor. Grab a halter from the bin, with a little luck you can bring 'em in. Ride the rising glory as the night cries to the day. Bareback down the valley as the lead horse breaks away. Drum beats loud in the village square, there's a rhythm trance in the dusty air. Make your way through the sweat and skin, if you lose yourself they will take you in. Can't wait another weekend for the men to get their pay. I'm driving in tomorrow and I don't care what you say. Rising up from a clouded sea to the biggest blue you could ever see. Miles up high where the air is clear, you are all alone in the atmosphere. Feel the rolling motion as Earth turns on her way. Hear her mighty music and what she has to say. Everyone with a human face has a different view from a different place. You can sing it proud, you can sing it strong, you can add a verse to the human song. The water shines below you when you're next up on the ledge. All comes real together when you're flying off the edge.
Wow, cool.
Woohoo!
Very nice.
Awesome.
Great story.
Yeah. So this next song is a 4-verse summary of the Industrial Revolution and where I hope it's going to go. It's called Power, from the point of view of power. We used to keep our houses warm by burning logs at night. Filled our lamps with whale oil to cast a little light. Our sailors crossed the rolling sea safe in their wooden hulls and sang their lonely shanties to the herrings and the gulls. We powered an economy that ran on wood and sails and sacrificed our forests and nearly all the whale. But horses pulled our carriages and made our wagons roll till industry pushed onwards, run by steam and coal. The whales that made it through were saved by Pennsylvania oil, and overnight petroleum came gushing from the soil. And mothers shook their fists at all the cars rushing by, and taught their kids to look both ways and not up at the sky. Their men folks left the horses, traded feed bags for a wrench. Pretty soon they'll have a Tesla and a laptop on the bench. 'Cause gasoline and diesel took us pretty far, but you can drive around the world in your electric car. Now little boys love power, they dream of thunder clouds, and dinosaurs and rocket ships and anything that's loud. And they grow up to be engineers, still dreaming of that fire. And they won't quit until they put the sun inside a jar. But then their sons will want to put a colony on Mars. And maybe then they'll want to shoot a rocket at the stars. But wiser hearts say power has somewhere else to go, and the energy inside us is meant to help us grow. Aborigines will tell you, and the Lakota too, that the undiscovered country is right inside of you. That's where you'll find adventure, that's where the challenge lies. And that's how we will talk to our neighbors in the skies. Let's leave fusion and uranium behind with other toys, and offer real adventures to our little girls and boys. And you won't wake up the chickens with that gutsy Harley roar, but with the sun for your power you don't need more.
I was dancing to that one.
Well, you laid it out, Neil. There it is.
I hope so. I
Now-
sure
now-
hope so.
I've got to ask you, that first song, where was that with the horses in the valley?
You know, that
I
was in
wanna be-
Idaho. I'm sorry, it was in Idaho, upstate Idaho, in the mountains.
I want to be there. Wow.
Oh,
In
so
the
do
dark-
I. I love that area. Gosh, I don't
in the
know where
dark
you...
looking for the mare. Good grief.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. It was...
And your second song is certainly timely. This stuff is on top of us now, the energy thing. I think of a book that I read some years ago called Entropy by a guy named Jeremy Rivkin, and he talked about how mankind, every time we found a new source of energy, it caused us to use yet more energy to get it. And it's just kind of this spiraling thing that's way out of control, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, solar power is plenty. If we start taking more power out of stuff, we're going to just heat the atmosphere up without having the sun to help us. It's not a good direction. No. I mean, hell, I was pouring rocks in front of the gates of Seabrook Power Plant back in the 80s, and I thought we had that vampire laid in its grave, but it's coming back again. It's really sad, the nuclear power.
We wonder, the electric power is great, but what carries the grid when the sun's not shining or the wind's not blowing? There's got to be a certain amount of some other power coming.
No, there doesn't. It's called batteries. There are great batteries out there. There's at least 5 different battery technologies that are just fine. Honest to God. And some of them are as simple. I'd love to have in my backyard a 10-ton rock. And when the sun is shining and when the wind is blowing, it rises the rock up 6 inches. And then in the night when I need power, the rock goes back down again. That's called power.
Well, you'd need batteries that would power a steel mill also.
That's right. Yeah, they got them. They got them.
You know, I'm a little bit skeptical of that one, but anyway, thanks for your songs. Always
You're very
good to
welcome.
see you, Neil. Okay, see you next time.
Sure.
You know, I think that's the best part about Open Mic America is it really brings so many people together who otherwise maybe wouldn't cross paths because of geographical distances or anything else. And it's a lot of fun. But we're going to have even more fun with our next performer. It's going to be Lydia Dudley from Youngsville, North Carolina. And she wants to shout out See Grace in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a jazz jam that happens on Tuesday nights. Lydia, are you ready?
I believe I am. So it's great to be here. This is a song a girlfriend of mine, probably about 15 years ago, she called and said, you know, I got an idea. She sang these words. So the title of this song is Stay in My Lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I hope you do the same. Never gonna walk a mile in your shoes. I'm gonna hold my own road and pull my weeds for sure. Never gonna try to paint you sky blue. I said now people always talking about what they would do if they were you. They're just talking, baby. What if they don't realize everyone's been personalized? Oh yeah, I'm gonna stay in my lane. It ain't gonna be no shame. Gonna take control of all I do. I'm gonna hold my own road and pull my weeds for sure. Gonna get them out of my view. I said now people always talking about what they would do if they were you. They're just talking, what they don't realize. Everyone's been personalized. Oh yeah, I've got my own bag and I'm gonna sprout. Don't try too hard to figure me out. I've got my own shot and I'm gonna aim. You can come along, just stay in your lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I hope you do the same. Never gonna walk a mile in your shoes. I'm gonna hold my own road. You do the same, I hope. Never gonna try to paint you sky blue. I said now people always talking about. Oh yeah, people always talking about. Oh, people always talking about what they would do if they were you. Now everyone's been personalized. Oh yeah, everyone's been personalized. Believe I said it again, everyone's been personalized. Yeah.
Wow. So good.
So this next tune here, I haven't released it yet, but during COVID, I had the great opportunity to receive a grant from Chamber of Music America for female jazz band leaders. And we got to pick a mentor and we got to do sessions. So during COVID, pretty much during 21, all of 21, we were working on a project. So this is a little snippet of one of the songs. It's called I Saw Your Smile. Of all the things I've ever hoped for. Of all the things for which I dreamed, never imagined the warmth of your touch, the look that you give that says, I love you so much. I've waited for what seemed like eternity. All the superficial flutterings that were never meant to be, longings and wonderings filled most of my days, till the moment I saw you on an ordinary day. I saw your smile, and the earth stopped her spinning for just a while, and the pieces of my heart took their rightful place again, like spring, a new beginning, from losing to winning, when I saw your smile. I saw your smile, and the earth stopped her spinning for just a while. The pieces of my heart took their rightful place again, from spring, a new beginning, from losing to winning, when I saw your smile. I saw your smile. So glad I saw. I saw your smile.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was so
Absolutely
sweet.
gorgeous.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
A wonderful natural style you have, Lydia. It's so easy and fluid. Very,
Yeah.
very nice songs. Talk a little bit about where your music comes from. When you were a little girl, was there someone that inspired you in your home or your community? How did that happen for
Oh
you?
yes, my mom. She was our church musician,
Ah, there you
and
go.
we the funny thing is, our church had an apartment upstairs, and we stayed upstairs in the apartment. So my mom was a musician, my dad was a Sunday school teacher, and we were the janitors. And so she still plays. My mom she'll be 80 in a couple months, but she still plays for church. So all of my inspiration, she studied classical music, but I felt the calling. I went to Liberty actually for accounting, but later, about 20 years later, I began to study jazz, one class at a time, and I wound up getting a master's in jazz composition.
Well, it certainly shows. It's wonderful. We have really enjoyed your music.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much for joining us. That
Thank
was
you for
wonderful.
having me.
You bet.
Yes.
yes. One more time for Lydia. That was
Yeah.
so great. And we're just gonna keep going right along with one great performance after the other. And next up, we have Jan Luby from Pasco, Rhode Island, and she wants to shout out the Sandy Woods Open Mic, which is run by Gary Fish in Tiverton, Rhode Island. Did I say that right? Awesome. Well, Jan, you are up.
Oh, wow. Hard to follow you, Lydia. God, that was great. I love that. Everybody's been really, this is fun. This is why I come back. This is always really a great time. This song came out of an article I read in one of the magazines that we get. I might have been in These Times, but it was about this group of women in a village in Veracruz, Mexico. The village is La Patrona, and the women became known as Las Patronas. And I'll just play the song. I think the song tells the rest, but I figured somebody needed to write them a song, so. One February day, a freight train headed north, filled with hungry migrants, hoping to find work. Most of them had nothing but the clothing on their backs. Two sisters from the village were waiting to cross the tracks. Madre were hungry. A few travelers cried. The girls from Veracruz had a second to decide. Arms full of groceries, fresh from the store, they threw them to the reaching hands, wishing they had more. Las Patronas de Veracruz, gracias madres for all you do. Such kindness for strangers passing through. Las Patronas de Veracruz. And since that day in February 1995, there's a busy kitchen full of cooks and donated supplies. All the village women, from what began with 2, every day they meet the train with water, clothes, and food. Las Patronas de Veracruz, gracias madres for all you do. Such kindness for strangers passing through. Las Patronas de Veracruz. Asked why they continue feeding migrants every day. They can't imagine stopping. This is what they say. Como la patrona que dijo, Dios me da vida, yo creo que yo estaré aquí siempre. Las Patronas de Veracruz, gracias madres for all you do. Such kindness for strangers passing through. Las Patronas de Veracruz, Las Patronas de Veracruz.
Very beautiful.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Great story.
It's beautiful. Oh,
Thank you. Oh gosh, what am I doing? This is I come from a kind of crazy background. My father was a comedy juggler. My mother was an acrobat and a dancer. We grew up on the road. They had 3 kids on the road, and they were so different, but they loved each other very much. But they never really understood each other. Like my father would say things that it was interesting to be a third party to it. My sister and I would always look at each other when my mom completely missed what my dad just said, or the other way around. And so the song sort of came out of that, but it's definitely, except for one line in the song, all true of my marriage right now as well. She takes pictures of the rocky coastline. He snaps photos of antique cars. She loves poetry and the theater. He likes hanging around in bars. She likes spicy food and avocados, salads, vegetables, and whole grains. He prefers good old meat and potatoes, doesn't mind the food at hockey games. Over the years, they've been together, all the stormy times they've had to weather. They're not alike, never gonna be. How they got together is such a mystery. She'd like so much to have a walking partner. He would rather sit and watch TV. She likes to talk about alternate realities. He's got no interest in things he cannot see. She tells a story in circular fashion. If there's a point, he hopes to hear it soon. To her, the detours add to the telling. He hopes that it won't take all afternoon. Over the years, they've been together, all the stormy times they've had to weather. They're not alike, never gonna be. They stay together because of the mystery.
Love it, love it.
So cute.
Wonderful songs.
Thank you.
Jan.
Thanks
Now,
so much.
now that first one, that's Las Patronas. That means the patrons, right? The ladies.
Yeah,
who-
well, they're from this village, La Patrona. So, yeah, but yes, it does also mean that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's a place.
They've got
as
a,
well as-
since then, they started a health clinic, people that got injured on the trains, or people, the people coming up from Mexico or through Mexico there, usually need a lot more help than just somebody to throw them food and water. They were like tying bottles of water together so that they could catch them as they went by, and just there. I read that and just felt like somebody had to write them a song.
It continues to amaze me that there are people in this country that wouldn't think that people who are willing to walk 1,500 miles with their family and have that kind of determination would not make great citizens of the United States. It
That
just
leaving their
amazes me.
families, leaving their, yes, I agree.
Are your folks still around?
No.
No?
No, I was orphaned at 28.
Oh, boy, they
They
sound
were
like
late bloomers, and so was I. My daughter, I have a daughter that's 31. I had her late as well. I was
They
traveling
sound
around
like-
playing music, and
They sound like fascinating people, and you were
Plus,
very
I was on the
fortunate
West
to
Coast,
come
and
from that.
I
Yeah.
found that the guys on the West Coast didn't really want to make a commitment to family. So I had to come to New England.
And so you're saying in your second song that you wound up marrying someone like your mom and pop that were
Yeah.
different in a lot of ways, but that's a good thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Can be.
Keeps us busy.
Always enjoy your stuff, Jan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, take care.
Yes, thank you so much, Jan. And believe it or not, everyone, that has brought us to the halfway mark of our show. So it's time for the halftime stretch. Everyone go ahead and stretch out. Get ready for the next performer. Get your wiggles out. And if we're ready to go, that's enough. That's it. No more stretching. It's time to go because Rick is ready to play. And Rick, are you ready?
I am ready.
Awesome. Rick comes from the One Broadway Collaborative, the North Reading Community Coffee House, and Duncow Acoustic Club from the UK. That's 3 open mics, and so we are very excited to have Rick kick off the second half of Open Mic America tonight.
Thank you very much. Hey, everyone's been awesome, I'll tell you. The first song is inspired by current events. It's called Teardrops. Teardrops, 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 tears have been have I got? They fall like rain. Teardrops, 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 teardrops. What's going on? We've lost our mind. The plague, hate strong, just a matter of time. School children perish, protectors have failed. Life once cherished, still no one is jailed. We've been through a turn back time, take what's been wrought, blinders for the blind, just food for thought, liars with power, convincingly true, hour by hour, divide me and you. We come together, watch it all spin. It's now or never, mustn't give in. Teardrops, 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 teardrops. Roe v. W. NRA. Don't want to trouble you, more coming your way. Righteous decisions, seemingly brave, skillful incision, a self-serving cave. We come together, watch it all end. It's now or never, mustn't give in. Teardrops.
Oh yeah,
Oh, great.
amazing.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay, this next song, about a year ago, when COVID seemed to like loosen up and people were getting out and going about, it was the summertime. I did a lot of festivals, a lot of open mics, a lot of face-to-face, and things seemed to be okay. And then around August, because we were wearing masks all the time, I guess that there was new germs that we weren't used to, and I ended up getting a hellacious cold. Head, chest cold. I lost my voice for 2 weeks. Well, everyone was a doctor and said, oh yeah, try vitamin C, try, chicken soup. The most insane thing I heard was smoke a filterless cigarette and have a shot of whiskey. Okay. The name of this song is called Everyone's a Doctor. Everyone's a doctor when you're sick or in pain. Medicinal concoctor advice you should entertain. Been there, done that, quick to offer remedies and homegrown brews. medicinal aristocrat and license voodoo. Stinking it up, drinking it up, stinking it up, drinking it. Quick to prescribe potions that will work. Forced to imbibe, case on guesswork. School of hard knocks, medical degree. Lucky shamrock or vitamin C. Whoa, doctor, imposter, concoctor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Find it proper offering Mary Jane. American copper stains of my mucous membrane. Over the counter, back to nature in humane organic trail. Imprecise expert advice with superior skills. Drinking it up, stinging it up, drinking it up, drinking it. Taking Advil or some other pill. Super poultry or vitamin C. Feeling seasick, it's no picnic. So much goodwill, but I am still ill. Oh, doctor, imposter, concoctor. Whoa, everyone's a doctor. Stinging it up, drinking it up, stinging it up, drinking it down.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So true.
Great. You're amazing.
Great guitar too. Wow.
Thank you.
Rick, you always bring the fireworks. Ric Page is a man with the explosives. I love it. I love it. Now, that first song, how did those lyres get all that power? Would you like to opine on that? How did we get to where lyres have so much power?
Well, you don't have to go too far to read the newspaper to know what's going on politically, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So what have you been up to back home? Are you getting out to play?
I'll tell you, the summer has been wonderful as far as festivals. I've been playing online and offline about 50-50.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of, it just seems that, music is starting to live again. And it's great because everyone calls me and says, hey, I got some sessions. You want to come in to show? Hey, I got this job. Do you want to fill it? Yeah, sure. So whatever. I'll just take it. Retirement is wonderful.
So you've got some session work going on?
I play in like about 4 different bands, and I do sessions and music, full-time musician.
Wonderful, wonderful. Great having you on the show, Rick.
Great to be here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Thank you for kicking off our second half, Rick. That was lots of fun. All right. And it looks like everybody's ready. And it looks like our next performer is ready. I see her extra instrument getting ready to go. Please welcome to the stage, Alexa Wiley from Portland, Oregon.
Hey, everybody. This has been so awesome.
Stars for some clue how I feel. I don't feel right tonight. Could it be that I felt the way the earth turns while it spins, or the way the leaves unfold themselves right there into the wind, to the blue? right tonight to the blue. Chart my life by the lines on your face. I chart my heart by the smile on your face. You know I'm lost, you're lost too. Let's just dance right on through blue. Have you heard how we modified all the seas? And when we tried to make new queens for all the bees, well, the bees, they knew that she wasn't real. And I looked to my feet on the street, you know, I think I feel just what they feel. 'Cause when the bees flew away to their new home, well, the false queen, she sat alone right there in an empty room. And it amazes me, all the things we just can't see, but we sense anyway. See how it drives us away to the blue. Chart my life by the lines on your face. I chart my heart by the smile on your face. You know I'm lost, you're lost too. Let's just dance right on through blue. And it's you who sees me through blue.
Yes,
Right.
wonderful.
Hopefully that wasn't too loud. With the-
Whoa!
That sounded great.
What a great song.
Thank you, everybody. It's been really enjoyable. I'm going to sing a song. And now I've got to put a capo on here. So this song touches on wilderness and wildness and the need to be in motion. And the one caveat I would add now is that our concept of wilderness is inherently flawed because it wasn't wilderness, it was already occupied by indigenous people when and before it became a wilderness. So that's just my little caveat for the song. But it's not what the song's about, but I just wanted to add that in. Drive 6 hours to see what it could do. It's just a mood, it'll fade like scenery. It leaves me out here with the moon alone, how I want it to be. 'Cause I need to be wild, and I need to feel the wind against my skin.
perceive so much better when she's all up, singing around me, the red-headed birds and the rushing cold. See how my struggle, it just unfolds, 'cause I need to be wild, and I need to feel the wind. We need to be wild, and we need to feel the wind against our skin. '64, we wrote a pact. It's called the Wilderness Act. We said, let's leave some beauty intact. Let's leave some land alone. Leave some land alone. And those of us who love to be out on the land, we are here soon to be gone. I think we can agree, right? No place like this one. We love to be wild, and we love to feel the wind. We love to be wild, and we love to feel the wind against her skin. Drive 6 hours to see what it could do. It's just a mood. Thank you so much.
Wow. Great songs.
Alexa, if you're ever taken into custody and accused of being a folk singer, plead guilty.
Okay.
Wonderful songs, wonderful songs,
Thank you so
songs
much.
with a message. And you know, your second
Thanks for the
song,
compliment.
I when I drive down Marine Drive next to the Columbia River and see people living in squalor and abandoned people with no hope, I think of when Lewis and Clark came down that river. They didn't find people living in squalor. So
Yeah,
talk a
there's a lot of reckoning and learning that needs to be done, and we, like someone already sang about, we can start within, and that's the best place to start. So, yeah.
Talk a little bit about your antecedents. What inspired you when you were a youngster? When let me ask, when did you start to play? How old were you?
I didn't start till I was an undergrad in college. I always wanted to play, but I never imagined I was the type of person to play, or that was something I could do. I fantasized about it. I would lip sync to Linda Ronstadt, and it's so easy to fall in love, and I love Buddy Holly after but yeah, I just I would write little songs and sing them and stuff like that. So I've always been kind of interested, I think, but I never really wrote a song until I think when I started hearing women like Tori Amos and different women singing things that I just didn't know you could say, or that could be, I always liked, Tom Petty and, Traveling Wilburys and stuff like that. But a lot of the women that are on the radio are kind of just, they're not really singing about anything that was really anything that I could relate. You know, it was less. It was less. Wasn't very intellectual or whatever.
You write songs that are about something, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I try to just use it as a way to express myself, and that's where I come to it. I never did like cover tunes or anything like that initially. Now I'm getting really interested in other people's songs and trying to learn from other people. But initially it was like a gasp of like desperation to try to have a voice and say something or say something differently or perform. So yeah. Anyway, it's been a great journey. Meet all kinds of wonderful people such as yourself.
Oh, we sure enjoyed having you on the show, and you will come back. You must.
Thank you so much. It's been so fun hearing everybody. It's a wonderful thing that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Alexa. But you know what? The important thing is that even if Dave and I tried super hard to do all this, we could not do it without all of you amazing performers coming on and making the show happen. It would not be nearly as fun if it was just me and Dave talking to each other all night. But we're going to continue with some more amazing songs. And next up, we've got Jill Einschneider from Burnsville, North Carolina. And she wants to shout out Camden's Library Coffee House. She performs there, and there might also be an open mic there, but it's in Mars Hill, North Carolina. Oops. Let's try this one instead. There we go.
Wow. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, wow. This is so fabulous. I just can't even believe that we've got it. This has gotten us through the last, for me, I think I've been on here at least a year, maybe a little bit more. And just to beat all you guys and hear this incredible music. Okay, so I have two grandchildren, two little girls. They're 10 and 13. And one day I was hanging with them, and they were just kind of like, you know, getting a little into each other in a negative way. And I just wrote a song called Nothing's Perfect. So they call me Nanny Ninja. I think I'm having an impression on them for sure. Got a little more hope in this life I am living, a little more pride in why I'm alive. I got a little less fear of confusion lurking. I'll blow it away, not letting it near me. Nothing's perfect, I know that for sure. So putting the blame on others sure ain't the cure, ain't the cure. More hope, less fear, more pride from inside. Sharing, caring, to be happy. That is why we are here today. More hope, less fear, more pride. Nothing's perfect, I know that for sure. So putting the blame on others sure ain't the cure, ain't the cure. Gonna keep on giving gifts to share while we are here. I got this song I'm singing, making me happy, spreading the word. Flying up high in the sky. Nothing's perfect, I know that for sure. So putting the blame on others sure ain't the cure, ain't the cure. Nothing's perfect, I know that for sure. So putting the blame on others sure ain't the cure, ain't the cure, ain't the cure. Ah, 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 ah. Oh no, it sure ain't the cure. Ah, 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 ah.
All right.
Love that.
Yeah, baby, here we are. Woo! We're breathing. When I get up in the morning, that's it. If I am breathing, I am good to go. Wow. And living in the mountains is such a treat. And it's coming up on December will be 3 years that I actually bought in North Carolina in the mountains and from Florida for 46 years. Oh my God. It's like literally a breath of fresh air. So the next song is a little bluesy. It's called Hanging On to Pure Love. I may have done it before. I don't remember, but probably you wouldn't remember either, so I'll do it again. Well, I'm tired of the limits that my mind puts over me. I'm money tied, squeezed to find some friggin' dignity. I looked everywhere around this whole world, up and down, around and through this old girl. And I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through. I'm hanging on to pure love, that's all there is to do. I ain't going to no heaven, it's up above somewhere. I've got it all right here and now, if you should even care. 'Cause talk is cheap and I won't say much more about this now. But if you want to know the truth, if your concepts will allow, I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through. I'm hanging on to pure love, that's all there is to do. So don't tell me how to live my life. It's up to each of us to sing the low-down blues or get on that joyful bus, taking us to where we all come from. There's a place inside our hearts, no need for us to roam. And I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through. Hanging on to pure love, that's all there is to do. I am
Jill, how are you doing? I commented earlier on your Joan Baez haircut, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
I got it going
Yeah.
on there.
Got it going on. All
Yeah.
natural.
What's new? What's new?
I'm very inspired. That's really, it's every day. You know, you wake up, you got this breath, you thank God. Oh my God, I'm here, I'm still here. What do you want me to do today? And there's always something that comes up, and there's always, you know, songs to write, and I'm writing a book, and it's almost formatted. I'm doing everything myself. It's a self-publishing book, and it's all about the power of rage in the healing process. I had cancer in 1975. They told me I was going to die. I didn't like that. No. I turned around, I walked away, I told the doctor I was going to take care of it myself, and I did. I healed myself of cancer. I spent 6 months traveling through South America because I couldn't afford to relax in the United States of America. So I chilled out in South America in 1975. Before I left, I took some acupuncture treatments and some herbs and became kind of really eating clean, macrobiotic style food. And was not a problem, just not a problem at all. We're living right now through a terrible time of a broken system. And I write about that in the book, and I kind of compare my cancer to the COVID, okay? And it's a pretty powerful book. It's called Cancer, Holistically Healed, and the Power of Rage. Oy vey, you know what I mean? It's, I had to metamorphosize. I had to alchemize, you know, everything that I knew about myself. I had to know what was real. And through meditation and breath work and fresh air and moving my body. I'm 77. I'm hiking way over 6,000 feet.
It's amazing.
You're not kidding. It's each step is like, oh my God, I'm still here, and I'm hiking a mountain, and it's so exciting. I have a wild spirit. And Alexa, I loved your song about that nature stuff. I live in the mountains, and I walk alone, not on the trails, but on roads. And I carry a little air horn just in case, because there's bears, lots of bears. Not lots, but they're here. In my particular community, there's even a naturalist who kind of wants to know where you've seen them, and I do a little reporting about if I see them. And if I see them, I turn around, I go the other way. I'm not an idiot.
Where are you in North Carolina, July?
Burnsville is, it's 45 minutes northeast of Asheville.
Okay.
And it's a small country town. It's starting to get crowded. A lot of Californians are coming this way. And it's very interesting. I mean, every day I kind of like hear about somebody, you know, who's recently arrived, and it's good. I mean, I'm really grateful for friends, okay? And I'll be back in Florida for my granddaughter Alana's bat mitzvah, which is happening in December, so I'll warm up a little bit, but I'm not using the heat. It's so expensive. I have to okay, I'll be fine. And because it's getting cold. Usually, I think it was in the 30s last night.
Yeah.
But you know, music is warming me up. I'm almost a little too warm with these two sweaters.
We love your stuff, Jillian.
Oh, thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
I love you all so much. I'm so impressed, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Thanks for coming. We'll
Thank
see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jill. I couldn't agree more. It's been just a pleasure to be with so many amazing people tonight, amazing writers, instrumentalists, musicians. It's amazing. And we're going to keep that amazingness going because it looks like she is ready to go. Our next performer, Patrice Webb from Sandpoint, Idaho.
Sandpoint, Idaho, yeah.
Sandpoint, Idaho.
Yeah, so the two songs I'm going to be doing tonight are from songs that I wrote during COVID, and they resulted in a little recording, my most recent recording, called The Mountain, the Valley, the River, the Pine. And it's all songs about Idaho and its people. So this one sort of is on there and sort of kind of sums up why I live where I live, I guess. It's called After 3, 1987. I go driving through the city on a Friday after 3. The people I see walking don't even stop to see the flocking of the birds in the blueness of the sky. In their quest of going nowhere, they've forgotten how to fly. In 1987, I left it all behind. The screeching of the tires and the constant daily grind. I moved out to the country where the passing of the days is marked by all the mysteries of the seasons changing ways. La la la, how the river sings as it passes through the valleys on its way out to the sea. La la la, how the green grass ripples, the song it sings proclaiming its desire to be free. The people I see walking, they seem so unaware, bent over their cell phones with a vacant, wary stare. The birds, they fly so sweetly over buildings high above. Their message goes unnoticed as the people push and shove. La la la, how the river sings as it passes through the valleys on its way out to the sea. La la la, how the green grass ripples, the song it sings proclaiming its desire to be free. When I wake up each morning, I quietly give thanks for the water as it flows upon the riverbanks, for the creatures of the forest and the flowers in the glen, for the chance to stop and listen and be reborn again. La la la, oh, how the river sings as it passes through the valleys on its way out to the sea. La la la, how the green grass ripples, the song it sings proclaiming its desire to be free.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful.
Nice.
I love it.
It's Travis picking.
Yeah, an attempt anyway.
Yeah.
I like to make sure I'm in tune because every time I squish that extra capo on there, it kind of. So the song that kind of kicked it all off, right before COVID, I went, and I've done this a few times, on a river rafting trip down the Salmon River in southern Idaho. I've done both the main and the middle, and I'm going to be doing the main again here this next year with a pile of friends. But anyway, it was a beautiful trip through the Frank Church wilderness. Get that string in tune. And anyway, during COVID, I was sitting up in my room feeling sorry for myself because I'm sure, like a lot of you, you know, your whole musical life just sort of fell apart. So anyway, I started thinking about how whenever I felt in trouble, it's in nature that I always find my best self. So this is called Salmon River. Oh, the springtime is late in coming this year. The flowers have yet to bloom. It's gray, it's dreary, I'm missing the sun, and it's raining in the middle of June. I'm tired, I'm weary, I'm sore to the bone of all that the days have become. I'm thinking of heading down south for a spell just to see the Salmon River run. They say the water runs wild in the spring for boulders as high as the sky. It floods up the banks and washes out trees in the gleaming blink of an eye. It's angry, it's roiling, it's drunk on its power. It has no forgiveness to spare. But I'm thinking of heading down south for a spell just to lay my spirit bare. There's Helen, there's hope in the dangerous waters that flow so fickle and fast. There's a truth in the harshness of the river's refrain that sings to its present and past. That sings to its present and past. In my dreams at night I lie on her banks, surrounded by endless stars. I fly with the osprey over the cliffs, gaze at the mountains afar. This world is a tangle of heartbreak and joy, its purpose not always clear. But the river's dark secrets tell many a tale, and her eloquence draws me near. There's Helen, there's hope in the dangerous waters that flow so fickle and fast. There's a truth in the harshness of the river's refrain that sings to its present and past. That sings to its present and past. Oh, the springtime is late in coming this year. The flowers have yet to bloom. I'm thinking of heading down south for a spell just to see the Salmon River in June. To see the Salmon River in June. See the Salmon River run in June. Thank you.
Beautiful writing.
Thank you.
Wonderful songs, Patrice. And that
Thank you.
Salmon River song, just last night, my gal and I watched Deliverance, which I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but that's the Chattooga River in Georgia, and I actually have been down that one and
Yeah.
saw God. But as I'm sure you found out, on a river like the Salmon, you better either know what you're doing or be with someone who knows
Yeah.
what they're doing. Do
Yeah.
you want to talk about it a little bit?
Oh God, you know, it was a stunning trip. I mean, you know, and you know, you're right. You do want to be with somebody that you know, but you know, you're totally unplugged for a week. You have no access to any cell phone, nothing. You're really camping, dry camping. I mean, there's just, you know, swimming every day. Of course, that's how you bathe. I mean, but to me, really, what was fascinating about it is because there was some harshness in the weather on one of my trips that really really made us miserable. You really get a sense for what people who came before us, how they had to handle themselves, how they had to live. It could be a very unforgiving It's a very beautiful place, but it can also be very, very unforgiving, and it has expectations that you can handle yourself. We had river guides, of course, who knew what they were doing. But and then I just did the Grand Canyon, all 200 miles of it this last summer. So that was pretty exciting.
Rafts or open boats?
Rafts. Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about, I've been through Idaho in my travels, and it's just excruciatingly beautiful. Talk a little bit about the area that you're in. Tell us what it's like a little bit. Paint us a
Well, Sandpoint is a town of about 7,500 people. It's mostly forested. We have lots of rivers. Lake Pend Oreille is one of the largest lakes in the country, one of the deepest lakes in the country.
Say that again? What's
I said Lake Pend Oreille is one of the deepest lakes in the country. We have a population of approximately 45,000 people in the entire county, so it's pretty rural. The only reason I'm here right now is because I just got Starlink. Yes.
Oh,
before that I had nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. So this whole, having this high-speed internet is a new thing for me. But yeah, it's beautiful. We hike, we bike, we kayak, we're outdoors all the time, So yeah.
Wonderful. Really enjoyed your songs, and you're another one when they round up the folk singers. You're gonna be one of the ones in the paddy wagon, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Patrice.
All right.
Yes, and Patrice, I just wanted to make sure that we gave your open mic a shout out before you headed out, which is the Pearl Theater open mic in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, which happens the last Friday of every month. Do you play there often?
When I'm in town, which, it happens more in the wintertime, but yeah, kind of sporadically because I head out of town a lot. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, but they're friends.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right,
Let's give another hand to Patrice. Another hand to Patrice. And with that, I'm sorry to say we only have one more performer tonight. It's almost over, but don't worry, it's not over yet because we have the lovely stylings of Michael Arthur from York, Pennsylvania, who's going to close out the show for us tonight. And Michael would like to shout out his home virtual Zoom open mic, which is sponsored by the Folk Project of New Jersey. It happens every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But Michael, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. I want to just give a little shout out to Jolene. I spent a lot of time in your neck of the woods. My dad grew up in a little town called Minneapolis, right near Newland and Spruce Pine. And we went down there every summer. And he just passed away last year at 99 years old. So first song I'm going to play, the only blues-based song that I've written. This is called Fading Light. There's trouble in this world, it'll find you where you live. Just getting through the day can take all you have to give. And the night can be so long, eyes wide open, lying awake. Your mind wanders through should ever go. When good judgment is forsaken, you know more tears are gonna have to flow. You can get it straight, you can get it right, old son. You got no days to wait. Time, 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 time is a fading light.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Nice.
So I'm gonna leave you with my prayer for America. This is called At the Bottom of This Deep Divide. I see black and you see white. You live for the day and I long for the night. You are shouting red and I am feeling blue. Both think that we're right and on the one and only path that's true. There is a common ground we must discover. Comes before tolerance or compromise. It is here where we are must to find one another. Bottom of this deep divide. What seems so obvious to you escapes me completely. And all the pieces of our lives don't fit together so neatly. We're free to think for ourselves, but you find my opinions upsetting. You are freezing cold and I am sweating. There's a common ground we must discover. Comes before tolerance or compromise. It is here where we are meant to find one another. The bottom of this deep divide. No bridge could span the distance between these opposing rims. If we scale down to the bottom, the walls grow closer and thin. And the news of the day sees this world torn apart. So strange when you know that hate has no place inside a human heart. There's a common ground we must discover. Comes before tolerance or compromise. It is here where we are meant to love one another. The bottom of this deep divide.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow.
It's very timely, Michael. Boy, that's on all of our minds. When are we going to get to the bottom? Or is there a bottom?
Yeah, that's so true. We can always hope.
I don't know. It just my humble opinion is that the root of the problem is propaganda. It's lying. It's that there's no remedy for unchecked lying. We have a First Amendment that protects people in an unlimited fashion, and the media as it is now is just unchecked in spreading the lies. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I just long for the days where I naively grew up and had 3 channels, and I thought all the newsmen, especially Walter Cronkite, was actually telling the truth to me. Now I don't think any of them are. So it's all propaganda. So you really have to search out somebody you can trust to get any idea what's going on. That's what I think is the root of the problem, as you said.
Yeah. Well, great songs, great delivery, and I've got to ask, that guitar sounds marvelous. What are we listening to right there? What is the?
This is a guitar that is built by kind of a one-man shop up in the Twin Cities area. This is an Olson guitar.
Oh.
He kind of gained fame by slipping a couple of his guitars into James Taylor's hotel room when he was playing a concert there many years ago. And James liked the guitars and has played them ever since. So it kind of put him on the map. And a lot of other people have followed, but he's still just a kind of a one-man shop with an apprentice now and then, producing these guitars. And I was lucky enough through my acquaintance with David Wilcox to get in line for one about 20 years ago. So
20 years.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get it from when you said you wanted one?
It took about a year and a half. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
This one doesn't leave the house. This is a gigging on the internet guitar.
Great songs, great sound. We'd love to have you on the show. Thanks so much, Michael.
Thank you.
Laura?
All right. Well, can you believe it? That's the show. That's the show, everybody. We've had so many amazing performers tonight. I want to thank them all so much for just sharing their time, sharing their music, sharing themselves with us tonight. Thank you, Alexa. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Pammy. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Jan. And thank you, Jill. It has been such a pleasure to listen to all of you tonight. And I'm sure that everyone watching us on YouTube right now can agree. It has been a fantastic show. And then, of course, I want to give a big thank you to Dave. Dave, thanks for handling all of the interviews and for making this go smoothly tonight. It's been a pleasure working with you, as always. And of course, a last big thank you to all of you out there watching on YouTube land. It wouldn't be much of a show if there wasn't an audience watching, and we thank you so much for tuning in, or if you're tuning in from the future, thank you for watching it back. If you liked the show tonight, go ahead and spread the word. You can talk to people and tell them, hey, you should check out Open Mic America. You can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram. You can also join our Facebook group, the Open Mic America Music Show. And if you're really excited, you can even represent us with some merch. Head over to our website, that's openmicamerica.com. And in the green room section of the website, you can print out posters or you can order a t-shirt. And we would love to see more of those. floating around. But really, the important thing that we want you to take away tonight is that you should check out your local open mics. If you had fun here, I guarantee you there's a local open mic in your city, in your town, where there are people just like this who are performing that are from where you're from. And, you know, they would love to hear you clapping in there, and we would love for you to go there. So please check out your local open mics. If you think one of the ones that we mentioned tonight is nearby you, we will have all of those listed on the website as well, underneath the local open mics tab on the website. And of course, there will be links to all of our performers' works on the website as well. Again, that's openmicamerica.com. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dave.
Thanks, Laura. Well, folks, that's a wrap. That's another Open Mic America show. We sure thank you for being on, and you folks out in the world watching it. We appreciate you. And our next show is November 6th, and Daphne, who's co-founder of Open Mic America. There would be no Open Mic America if not for Daphne Ramil. She worked with me to put this thing together, and she's going to work with Rich Fassler and Evan Acey to bring you next show. And just a little note: daylight savings time is that day, so make sure you check your time. So with that, we're going to make a big wave to everybody goodbye, and Laura is going to start.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.